everybody, it's me Jessica, your health fitness program manager from McLean, and I'm here today to guide you through your HIIT circuit for Thursday. I recommend if you have some weights and you're able to bring some weights to today's workout, great. Otherwise, you're going to do the best that you can with the body that you have today. We've got an 8-round circuit. 7 of the moves are going to build up, that we're going to put them together as a combo for the final move. So we got a couple minutes till we get started. 4 minutes till we get started. Get some water, put on some music if it's an opportunity. Clear your space for yourself, because I really encourage you today to move around as much as possible too, especially once we get to round 8 and you're putting it all together. There is a good chance that you're going to get some of these moves in away from the comfort of your mat. So I'm just, really trying to bring the challenge, not just physically, but a little bit mentally today, to push yourself to be uncomfortable. Ugh. Don't be mean. I'm not feeling well. Perhaps you noticed that I sound a little like Drecitude. It is what it is. So I hope that you will forgive me today when I definitely probably move a little slower than usual. But as always, we just show up and we do the best that we can. And every day is different, and doing the best that you can that you can with your body today is always enough. So we're just going to do our best, and whatever it is, it is. And I know that I'm at least looking forward to trying. Because some days you have a workout and it's freaking great, right? Some days you have a workout and you don't feel so great about yourself. I know we've all been there. That's sad. You shouldn't not feel good about yourself. It just is what it is. It is what it is. Every day is different. So pardon me on my humbling workout today. All right, I'm gonna refill my water. We got 2 minutes. One minute. Yeah, 1 minute. Oh, I bet it would help if I plugged my phone in. Pardon me. Thank you. Okay. Hello. Welcome. It's me. Pardon me. Let me turn the air conditioning off so you can hear me best. It's me, Jessica, your health fitness program manager from McLean. I'm here today to guide you through your total body HIIT circuit. I ask you to just do the best that you can with the body that you have today. As you can hear, I'm not feeling 100%, but I'm still here, you're here, and we're going to give the best that our bodies can today. So you got some water, you cleared some space for yourself. We're really going to move around in the space that we have today the best that we can. Let's just get started with a warm-up. You know I love to start our warm-up just getting away from our desk. A nice little lateral side-to-side step tap. Start to check in with and relax your shoulders. So give yourself some really big shoulder rolls. Maybe you give yourself a little bit more of a lateral side-to-side step, maybe even a hop. Go ahead and change directions of those shoulder circles for me. Let's go ahead and make them a little bit bigger. So you can change directions again. Option to switch to single arm shoulder circles. I know I find single arm to allow me a little more range of motion than moving them both at the same time. Go ahead, switch the direction of those single arm shoulder circles. Focus on starting to draw your abdominal core in. Make sure that your body isn't twisting all around willy-nilly, so your lower belly is drawn in. We're working to keep our hips forward and just find rotation through the shoulders. Awesome. Plant your feet down, take a deep inhale, stretch all the way up towards the ceiling, ground through your heels, and exhale, rain all the way down to the floor. Inhale, reach up, exhale, reach down. Let's go for 10. Start moving at a faster pace. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'll do 2 extra just in case anyone's moving a little bit slower. Always better to do a little bit more. Awesome. Let's go ahead and come into a nice little side lunge, pressing your glutes towards the back of the room, really grounding your heels, especially the outer edge of this straight leg foot. Step it in together and work to draw that knee up. Carefully step back out. We're gonna go for 5 on each side. Ooh, getting some big stretches on those inner outer thighs. If you joined me in yesterday's yin yoga class, we really took some big focusing on those frog stretches yesterday. So your inner thighs particularly, maybe the outer glutes might be a little tired. All right, once you've gotten 5 on this side, we're just gonna plant those feet down, switch to the opposite side. Remember, it's okay. One side doesn't have to be exactly the same as the other. You're keeping your belly drawn in, you're keeping a nice flat back, your chest is open, your shoulders are engaged. I think we got 2 more. Awesome, let's get those heart rates up again and come into a jumping jack. I really want you to move with intention, bringing those arms up overhead. If you have an opportunity to move more intensely and you can actually be jumping in your jack instead of just stepping out for the side, go for it. If you're looking for a little extra, think about finding a side leg raise. Let's go for just about 10 more seconds. Make sure you're still breathing. Great work. Come on all the way back towards the back of your mat. Pull your belly in again. We're going to hinge forward, walk ourselves out. Push your hips forward, so inchworm into plank. And then press your hips back into down dog, giving ourselves a nice little stretch of our shoulders, stretch of the hamstrings. Great. We're going to do a total of 5, so 4 more. Really make sure you shift that weight forward. Then as you come into the plank, that you allow those hips to drop down. So coming out from that down dog with the shift of your glutes towards the back of the room, shift those shoulders forward. We got 2 more. 2 more, and then we're gonna come right into today's workout. Pardon me. If you're moving faster than me, I am so proud of you. And if you're moving slower than me, I'm so proud of you too. We're just doing our best. All right, last one. Great work. I'm gonna walk my feet up towards my hands, a little something different. Take a moment to just find any extra stretch that you know your body needs. I can feel how tight the back of my legs are. So I'm gonna enjoy an extra moment in this dingle. Bring a little relaxation to my neck. And then slowly roll yourself up. Hopefully you're starting to feel a little warm. We're gonna start off nice and easy with some bicep curls. I'm gonna work to just tell you what the move is between our break. We've got a 15-second break. Hopefully it will be enough time for us. Great, and hopefully you also looked at the description before class started. So starting off with bicep curls, we have 3 rounds and we're gonna work our bicep curls as if we're doing 21s. So hopefully you have at least enough time to get in a minimum of 7 reps during these 45 seconds, and we're gonna keep the first set of reps in the lower half range of motion. When we come through the second time, we'll go from the middle to the top, and when we come through the third time, we're gonna do a full range of motion with your bicep curls. Really focus on keeping that lift of your chest, taking a slight bend of your knees so you're not locking your knees out, keeping your belly pulled in, and making sure those elbows stay close by your side. So you're not letting those elbows turn into chicken wings. All right, so we're sticking with that lower range of motion. If you find that your weights are too heavy, you can always put your weights down and really just focus on creating a squeeze in your biceps. So even if you have no weights today, you can still find the challenge by just contracting your muscle. Let's go ahead and get started in 3, 2, 1, begin. I can't believe I already regret the weights that I grabbed, and I'm going to switch them because I am really feeling tired today. All right, so elbows are close by the side, lower belly is pulled in, feet are ground through the floor. I have a slight bend in the knees, and I'm just lifting up to halfway. I have my chest nice and open, and my shoulder blades are squeezed together. I'm making sure I'm not finding any extra arch in that lower back here, so drawing that rib cage in as well. Find one spot to just relax your eyes and focus on really being controlled on the way down, especially if your weights are kind of light. 3, 2, 1, good work. We're gonna put the weights down, or if you want to, you can hold them at your shoulders. Next up, we're going to go for back lunges. So just alternating side to side, stepping back into your lunge, or just taking a gentle step back. You ready? Begin. So just either stepping back or stepping back, planting the ball of the foot, stacking your shoulders on top of your hips, lowering yourself down, pressing up through the back foot, but then stepping forward with your front heel. So make sure as you change those feet, actually step up with your front foot too. I lied. Make sure you're not just rocketing yourself off of that back foot to come forward. If so, you're gonna lose out on a lot of the leg work that you can be getting here in your stabilizing leg. So just alternating that backward step. Maybe you want to have your hands at your waist for balance. Maybe you'd like to challenge yourself a little bit more. Have your hands at your hips. Work to bring that back knee down towards the floor with control. Great work. All right, next up, we have a squat and press. So coming back to using our weights, we're just gonna squat down, touch towards the floor, and then reach up. It's okay if you don't touch the floor. You can do as shallow, begin, or as deep of a squat that works for you. So again, there's a little focus on your biceps here because you have to use your biceps to curl back up. I want you to make sure for the squat that the weight is in your heels and you're sending your hips behind you. Remember, you can always use your couch or a chair to squat down and really focus on pressing up through the heels, finding that squeeze in your glutes to create the lift. I promise you that if you actually work to sit down and lift up through your heels without using your hands and contracting your core, you'll find that it does some great work. It might even feel a little harder than your regular squat. Nice. Next up, we've got a push-up. I encourage you for the next couple of rounds, we're gonna add the weights into our push-up. For this first round, we're just gonna do a push-up and then add in a shoulder tap. Begin. So pressing yourself down, go ahead, tap your opposite shoulder. If tapping your opposite shoulder is too much for you, just try and take a moment to lift your hand up off of the floor. And you can do the same push-up on your toes, on your knees, or if you need to, you can be right here in tabletop, pressing yourself down, pushing into your hands, palms, keeping that belly tight, enjoying that flat back, so everything lifts and lowers at the same time. Great work. We're halfway through on this move. Keep it up, halfway through round 1. Next up, we've got some squat thrusters. Beautiful. So for our squat thrusters, you can start low to the floor if you would like. We're gonna come on down, either jump or step back, then jump or step forward. We're gonna add in a malassana twist here. So jump or step back with your hands, jump or step forward, release your glutes down, find a nice little reach up to alternating sides. And then replant your hands, step or jump your feet back, release your glutes down, take a moment. You can brace your elbow against the inside of your thigh as you find this twist. Awesome. Just work with the range of motion that you have today. We got just under 10 seconds left. I know my quads are starting to feel a little tired. Yay, we're gonna come all the way down to the floor now. Remember, you're using as much space as you have. Next up are Supermans. Can you work your upper and lower body together, or do you need to keep the focus on your lower body? Begin. I don't have a lot of space, so I'm going to make a pillow with my hands under my head, pressing the tops of the feet into the floor so that my kneecaps are locked and my glutes are squeezed. Helps me to really access that lower back in this lift. So make sure you're lifting with control on your inhale, lowering with control on your exhale, where your arms are forward. You can be lifting everything at the same time. Maybe you have your arms bent like a W because you're a winner. Just getting some sort of back work. If you need a modification, you can always come onto your knees and tabletop and know that you can press out opposite arms and legs and enjoy some bird dog. 15 seconds until we start our plank rotations. Can you challenge yourself to be on your toes? So very similar to that malassana twist that we did a second ago. We're just gonna rotate it out. So if you need to be on your knees, you can again always be on your knees and just find some rotation side to side. Obviously, it's gonna be a little bit more challenging as you either walk those knees back, keeping your hands palms under your chest to find your twist right here. The more that you separate your knees, or if you're in a full plank, if you separate your feet a little bit wider, it'll help you to create a nice stable base. Keep it up, you're doing awesome. Next, we're gonna put it all together. Don't worry, I'll talk you through it. All right, so stand on up, grab hold of your weights. We're gonna start with a bicep curl into a lunge. 2 bicep curls into a lunge. We're gonna get each side in 3, 2, 1. So stepping forward, bicep curls with a lunge, then another bicep curl with a lunge. Do an overhead press. Bring your hands to the floor, find a thruster. Step those feet forward, find a raise in malassana. Awesome. And then, I don't know, maybe you go for another thruster, add in a push-up. We're just doing as many combos of the moves that we did a second ago in round 2. So coming back into our bicep curl and lunge. Finding a nice big overhead press. Getting those hands down on the floor. Thrusting it back. You can add in a push-up, you can do a rotation, you can do a row, you can just do a plank, step or jump forward. Great job. We finished round 1. Whoa, let's take 2 minutes to ourselves. We got that honest 2 minutes. I'm setting a timer. 2 minutes where we don't talk about exercise, but we do talk about hydration. And honestly, I'm so tired, I can't even talk right now. So 2 minutes to just self-focus. Think about how awesome you are for coming. Hooty-hoo. Hooty-hoo, Fred. Hopefully those of you who are not at home feeling like allergies are murdering your soul this week are also finding themselves breathing a little heavy, feeling a little challenged, getting some sweat on from that first round. You can stick with exactly what you did in the first round. If you're confused at all about the last move, just do a burpee. Do a burpee. Do what feels good for you. I realize that my mind is a little out of the game and I might not be explaining things as well as usual. So please forgive me. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Also, I was just talking about exercise and I said I wouldn't. I can't remember anything, y'all. All right, I'm gonna blow my nose and then we're gonna come back to this party. Okay, that's right. Let's do it. Let's do round 2. So we're starting again with those bicep curls. We're doing a German version of bicep curls that really help you to add some awesome stackable muscle by working in 3 ranges of motion. So the second time through, we're gonna start with our forearms parallel to the floor. Just do the best you can to bring them to your shoulders while keeping your elbows at your side. Now we're gonna switch from a back lunge to doing alternating side lunges. I regretted using those lighter weights. So I'm gonna challenge myself, and I hope you are too, with whatever you have at home. Round 2 starts in 3, 2, 1. Begin. So we're getting that second half of the range of motion. If you find your weights are really heavy or you're feeling super tired, you can always alternate, oh my gosh, to doing 1 weight at a time. I want to tell you that I'm lifting like 30s and I'm really struggling, but honestly, I'm lifting 8s and I'm having a hard time today. So, just telling you so that you know, if you're ever like having a real hard time, you gotta ask yourself things like, are you sleeping well? I can tell you I'm not. Are you eating well? I'm not necessarily doing the best at that lately either, honestly. So, you know, it is what it is. Yay. All right, let's put these weights down, or if you want to keep them at your shoulders, find a little extra challenge. Keep the space cleared for yourself because I don't want anyone to get hurt. And we're gonna do alternating side lunges. Begin. So just stepping out to the side just like we did for our warm-up. If you want, you can have these weights. Maybe you reach a little bit forward down to the floor. Sending those hips back is just going to increase the stretch that you start to feel in that inner thigh. Keep the weight in your heels. Keep that nice flat back. So make sure if you are coming down, you're not rounding, you're really pulling your chest forward, squeezing shoulder blades together, keeping that rib cage in nice and tight. And it's okay if you're not going quite as low as me. Totally okay if you're just finding a little side step and making that effort to send your glutes towards the back of the room. Like you're trying to, boop, make a little butt print on the wall behind you. Great work. We got our squat and press coming up next. Sticking with the same thing, but I ask you, can you challenge yourself and add in, maybe you want to add in a hop, maybe you want to add in a second overhead press. Because you can even add in a little jumping jack here. You can squat and then you can jack it to the top. I'm not going to jack it to the top. I wish I could, but you know I live on the 2nd floor. But I can give myself a nice little do the Freddy. It's the thing to do. Friends will envy you. So do the Freddy. I told some of my girlfriends that I like to quote Troop Beverly Hills to you all while we work out. And then they all went and watched Troop Beverly Hills that night. Great work, y'all. We did it. Okay, so next up, we're gonna come on down. We got our push-up. Bring your weights, because this time we're adding a row into your push-up. So if you need to modify and come to your knees, or modify and come into tabletop, go for it. So press down, begin, and then give yourself a row. And then other side, one more push-up. and then a row. So the predominant move here is still the push-up. And then that elbow drives directly behind you for your row. We're going to add in a tricep kickback on the third time through of this. On our next round, we're going to keep this row and add in a tricep kickback, just working to hit that total body in today's workout. Oh my gosh. Okay, next up we've got those squat thrusters. And this time, if you can keep one weight at the front of your mat, you can use that one weight to do a weighted front lat raise while you're right here. Bam, begin. So then your hands come down, jump or step back, jump or step forward, toes turn out to 45 degrees as heels come down, and you lift your hands up to chest height as glutes lower. It's okay if you do this without any weights. If you want to have a weight in each individual hand, awesome. Whew. More than halfway through, you got just about 10 seconds left. What can you do? Can you at least find a little bit of a stretch here? At least just hanging out in malassana, finding that inner outer thigh stretch. Great work, you made it. Let's lower ourselves all the way down to the floor. Coming into our second round of Supermans. If you did only do upper body last time, see if you can challenge yourself to lift those legs as well. Ready? Go for it, begin. So your glutes are squeezed, you're squeezing your shoulder blades together to help you lift. The more that you really pull your shoulders away from your ears, so seating your shoulder blades down your spine and together is going to help. If you're really struggling here, you can even extend your arms out, squeeze, and then simply release. Just practice engaging that upper back as if you're trying to squeeze a pencil between your shoulder blades. And notice, as you find that squeeze, how it lifts the armpit area off of the floor, and then you can bring that in to your next time through. So finding that squeeze and then finding your lift. Great. Next up, we got those plank rotations again. Plank rotations. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of sweating here. All right, 3, 2, 1. If you're starting to really sweat like me, I encourage you to take any modifications that you need to be safe. To be safe, because I know when I start to sweat, sometimes things get a little slippery under my hands. And I want everyone to finish today feeling the best that they can so that we're all able to come back tomorrow, or maybe you're going to come back later today and challenge yourself to join Alex for his afternoon workout. Way to go. You got 5 seconds left right here, and then we're going to put it together, add in some burpee action. Nice. So stand yourself up. You can either just do a burpee, or you're putting a combo of these moves the best that you can. Ready? 3, 2, 1. So I'm going to do a forward lunge and a hammer bicep curl. Forward lunge, bicep curl. Then I'm going to do a nice big overhead press. Hands down, add in a squat thruster. Get into malassana, find a front raise. Back into that thruster, I'm going to add in a push-up, put in a row. A push-up, a row. Then I'm going to jump back up, one more overhead press, and see how much of that I can do again. Yes, y'all. Keep it up. So close. Almost finished round 2. Doing your best. Doing what you can. Remember. Yay! We made it. We got 2 minutes to ourselves. 2 minutes to ourselves. Just to drink some water. I encourage you to be practicing Beep, beep, beep. That's what I encourage. No, I encourage you to be practicing a little active recovery. So try not to just stand in one place. Try to keep a little bit of movement going. We don't want that heart rate to come down too fast. We've also got one more round, so if you have a little bit more space that you can walk around in, you've got a minute and a half. Walk around, find some shoulder rolls. Maybe cross your arms a couple times. I know we're getting some chest work in. We're starting to get that back work in. Might be feeling a little sore. And you might not, that's okay. You don't have to finish a workout and feel like your muscles are gonna tear off to have had a good workout. It's important to keep that in mind. Yeah, you like that combo move at the end, I'm guessing, Alex? You just gotta put it all together. That's what it's all about. You know, like, it's not all or nothing with exercise. So when you first start, if I had been like, move number one, we're gonna do all of this together, you would have been like, I'll come back later or I'll watch an old video. But hopefully now as we start round 3, you've seen what's coming up, you've seen some of the changes that we're adding to the moves, you feel so much more confident about how you're going to finish this workout, doing your best to put it all together. Okay, so this time we got one more round of bicep curls. We're gonna go for the full range of motion for these bicep curls. Take your time. Take your time, don't let those arms just fall down. So control on the way up, really squeeze, and control on the way down as well. All right, let's bang this out, stretch it out. We start in 3, 2, 1, begin. So full range of motion, bicep curls. If you want to switch your curl up a little bit, you're welcome to bring in a hammer curl. Maybe you even want to challenge your forearms and wrists a little bit more, going for a reverse curl. Maybe you're doing a combo of all of those. Make sure you don't have any extra overarching in your back. Release those shoulders away from your ears. Keep that core tight. Elbows by your side. Sweating. Just over 10 seconds left. We're worth it. Keep going. Really focus on that squeeze. So remember, even if you don't have any weights in your hand, you can still imagine if someone was pressing against your hand and how challenging it would be to lift. Great work, y'all. All right, next up, we got our forward lunge. So if you haven't joined me in those forward lunges yet, now is the time. 3, 2, 1. So step forward. Maybe you're just taking a little step forward and a slight bend in your knee. I know that I find the forward lunge to be the most challenging on balance, because you also have to think about stepping forward and then shifting the weight to your heel, especially if you're bringing that back knee down. Shift the weight to that heel. How much can you step forward and carefully place your foot down? So that takes contracting your abs so that you're not slamming that foot down towards the floor and then coming into your lunge. Keep it up, keep it up. You're amazing. 4 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Next up, we've got our squat and press. Same thing as before. You're bringing the challenge. All right, here we go. Squat and press. Squat. And remember, option to add in that Freddy, or maybe actually a jumping jack with the straight arm press up overhead. Maybe that side leg lift. Maybe you're just going for 2 presses. I want you to have fun. It's really so much a part of what exercise is all about. Making it work for you, enjoying yourself. And the more that you stick with it, as you start to develop that strength and that flexibility, the more fun it becomes. I know how hard it is in the beginning when maybe you don't have the right equipment. Take a break. Or maybe you don't have the right clothes. Let's go ahead, come on down to the floor. We got our push-up into our row this time. So push-up, row, and tricep extension. Push-up, row, keep that elbow high, extend, bring it in and down. Begin. Push up, squeeze that back, belly tight, row. Tricep extension, in and down. I know you might be using a pretty heavy weight today to try to get this tricep extension because that's the most challenging move that we've had come up so far, especially if you weren't prepared and you have that heavy weight. Keep those abs in tight. Do your best not to rotate to the side here. We got plenty of moves coming up where we can find that side to side rotation, but challenge those abs to work right here while you challenge your triceps. Oh my gosh, we made it. Okay, next up we got that squat thrust with either a front raise or you can come back to those big malassana twists. You ready? You're gonna stay down here on the floor and begin. So step or jump back, step or jump forward. Weight in your heels, lower your glutes, lift those arms up. Challenging myself a little bit more here in this third set to have weights in each hand. Really working to open those thighs, open those hips here, bring the weight in your heels, make sure those toes are gently turned out, and do your best to equally press through all sides of the feet. You got this, 10 seconds left. This is our last time through. Then we get to come on down and enjoy some Supermans. Yes. Okay. Move your weights out of the way. Or if you want, you can always pass a weight through on a Superman. I will show you. I'm going to grab a much lighter weight. But you can always bring it around your back and bring it forward. Bring it around your back and bring it forward. Even just working to tap your fingers together is likely to make you lift that chest up off of the floor a little bit more than you might have. You might even want to bring one hand back and then the other hand back. Might be a little bit easier. You can even press that front hand gently into the floor if you need a little bit of a support and still get some work in the back, especially if the tops of the feet are pressed into the floor, your kneecaps are lifted, your glutes are squeezed and engaged. So like a snow angel on your belly. Yes. All right, last two moves. Coming up next, we got those planks with rotation. Be careful if you're sweating. 3, 2, begin. Here we go. Finding that rotation, or maybe you're just hanging out in your plank. You can totally just hang out in your plank here if that works for you. You just want to make sure you're challenging yourself, so even if those knees are on the floor, you're feeling that stretch in the sides of your body. As you rotate, working to bring those hands, palms back underneath of the chest. Yes, 10 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. You know what that means. That means it's combo time. Okay, so stand yourself up, get ready to put together as many of those moves as you can, as you want to. I'm going to start with the bicep curl, and lunges. Begin. Here we go. Bicep curl and lunge. Carefully step it back together. Curl and lunge, going for that overhead press next, and then down into the thruster. Down into the thruster. Gonna step it up, come into malassana with a raise, and gonna kick it back again, give myself a push-up and a row and a tricep extension. Just trying to get in almost all of the moves here in less than 45 seconds, and then start again. Yay, time to start again. So lunge and row, curl. Oh my gosh, 5 seconds left, come on y'all. Keep going, keep moving, move smart. We made it. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Take another 2 minutes to really start to cool down. Definitely make sure that you're walking around. Put your weights away. You're done with them for now. And that way you won't trip on them later. Make sure you grab some water. Grab some water right now while you're cooling down. Even putting those weights away. You might not have realized it. Get a nice hamstring stretch. Hinging over. Focus on relaxing your breath here. So make sure you're enjoying some slower inhales. Can you take a moment with your lungs full and then make your exhale even slower than your inhale? That's what's really going to help to bring your heart rate down. Wow, y'all, we were so efficient in our time today. We have finished 8 moves in 3 rounds, which makes a total of 24 minutes of quality work. We got some stretching in the beginning. We're focusing on our breath right now, which is so good for mindfulness and all that jazz. We're gonna stretch it out and have a wonderful rest of our days. That's right. Man, I feel like we could even do a 4th set, but I'm not gonna make you do that with me right now. But if you feel like, yeah, I could do a 4th set, then I hope that you, as soon as this video ends, come on, hit play again. Start with whichever round you want to. Do a 4th round. Challenge yourself. See that change? Awesome. Okay, let's go ahead and stretch it out. We got a little over 5 minutes for like the best stretch that we can get today. We're standing, or I am, presume you are too. So stand with your feet about hips width distance apart. Take a big bend in your knees. Inhale those arms all the way up overhead. Press through your heels. Stretch through your fingers. Lift up, look up, and exhale. Really wide to the side, squeezing your shoulder blades together. Bring those arms down slowly. Let's do 2 more like that. Bend your knees. Inhale, lift up, look up, release your shoulders from your ears, and exhale. Bring it down. 1 more time, just like that. Look up, lift up, and exhale. Relax your arms down by your side. We have enough time to do my favorite total body yoga stretch, so we're gonna get a little half moon hands to feet pose here. So bring your feet so that they are touching side by side. Heels, toes touching each other. I like to open my legs like a book so that I have plenty of room for the pages to come back together, and then press through the heels. Squeeze your glutes, pushing your hips forward. Make sure you're not overarching your back. So find as much length as you can. Really draw that lower belly in and knit your rib cage together. Take a moment just standing here in mountain and some stillness and some breath. We'll take 3 breaths. Take a moment, notice where the weight is, and if it is towards your toes, I want you to shift it back towards your heels. So maybe you can even wiggle your toes gently on the floor, but the balls of the feet are down. Keep your eye gaze forward. Just gonna describe what we're doing and do the best you can. So turn your hands, palms forward to the front of the room. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Pull your belly in, knit that rib cage. Take a deep inhale and bring your arms up overhead sideways. Interlace your fingers, release your index fingers, thumbs crossed, and keep that nice tight grip. Wrists together like glue throughout the entire posture. All right, relax your shoulders away from your ears. So create as much space as you can between shoulders and ears. Use your inhale to find length from the waist. Bring your biceps close to your ears. Maybe you can even gently bring your biceps behind your ears so that your earlobes would be visible. But if your shoulders are feeling really tight, it's okay if you're just trying to bring your biceps towards your ears. Okay, shoulders are released. Grounding in your heels. Take a big inhale, stretch up towards the ceiling from the waist. Don't just let those shoulders lift, and then move your body several times, right and left, right and left. I want you to focus the most on really stretching up. We're gonna get that side to side motion in just a second. So finding as much lift while also this big release of shoulders away from your ears. Let's paint the ceiling 1 more time to each side, and then go ahead, stop in the center. Once more, bring your hips forward. Open your chest, bring your upper body back. Keep that chin neutral to your chest. Take a deep inhale, stretch up from your waist, and exhale, slowly, gently come down to the right without bending your elbows, without bending your knees. Push your hips to the left beyond your flexibility to create a tremendous stretching feeling all over the left side of your body. Make sure you're not collapsing your chest down to the floor, so take a deep inhale. Open up your chest, and then even point your fingers to the back corner of the room. That's going to help get those biceps a little closer towards your ears. Eliminate the room for light and air between your hands palms, so squeeze them closer together. Use your inhale to stretch your fingers. Use your exhale to push your hips as you create that half moon shape and stretch. And push and inhale, come back up. Challenging those shoulders, a little more stress on the shoulders. Last time through, release them away from your ears. Inhale, lift from your waist, and exhale, slowly, gently come down to the left. Again, without bending your elbows or knees, keep pushing your hips to the right beyond your flexibility to create that tremendous stretching feeling all over the right side of your body. Stack your shoulders, so bring that right shoulder back. Right shoulder back. Left hip back. What side is this for you? I don't know. The side you're not pointing to. Bring that shoulder back. Bring that hip forward. Squeeze your hands, palms. Eliminate any room for lighter air as you stretch through your fingers and push through your hips. Inhale. Carefully lift up through center. From here, stay right where you are. Ground the weight in your heels. Push your hips forward again. Take that lift of your chest, sternum to the ceiling, and start to lift your eye gaze. Allow your head to gently relax back, but with control. We're going to go for a little mini backward bend. So weight in your heels, take a deep inhale, lift your chest up, and on your exhale, begin to bring your arms back. Every time you inhale, make sure that you're squeezing your glutes, hips are forward. Inhale, lift up from your chest, exhale, arms back. Inhale, lift from your chest, exhale, arm back. Try 2 more times. Inhale, lift, exhale, stretch. Once more, inhale, lift, exhale, stretch. If you can see it with your eyes, try to touch it with your fingers. Make sure you're finding the rounding in your upper back as you lean back, more back, way back. Carefully inhale, come back up to center, and let's release those shoulders away from our ears as we rain fingers down towards the floor. Take a generous bend in your knees, straighten one leg and then the other. Start to shake those hips a little gently from left to right. We'll just hang out here in a dangle. We don't have to go all the way into hands to feet pose unless that works for you. Just trying to be mindful of all of our friends whose back sides might be a little tight. So make sure you have that bend in your knees so your belly is on your thighs. You can even walk your hands forward to create a little extra space for yourself. I just don't want you to be rounding down without some support for that lower back. While we're here, take a moment, shake your head yes. Shake your head no. If it feels good for you, you can crouch all the way down on your toes. You can press into the balls of the feet. Find a little extra stretching in your feet. They did help us to balance and move so carefully today. And then once more, go ahead, plant your heels to the floor, send your hips up towards the ceiling, and slowly, gently roll yourself up. Pardon me. Oh my gosh. One vertebrae at a time. Inhale those arms up overhead. Exhale, relax your arms down by your side. Interlace them behind your back. Stretch those knuckles down to the floor. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Find that nice big stretch of your chest. One more big inhale. On your exhale, carefully release. Interlace those fingers at the front of your body. Press through your hands, palms. Find that rounding through your back. We got one more inhale, lift up. And exhale, relax your arms down by your side. Take a couple moments in this stillness before you start moving. Find that straight line with your body. Find some length through the crown of your head. Take a moment to just be proud. Be proud of yourself for coming and doing your best today. I hope that you finish feeling great. If you have any questions or concerns about anything that I said or we did today, please reach out. Look forward to seeing y'all again very soon, and have a wonderful rest of your day.